Hello and welcome to Sketch Quest. We here at TYG have collected some of the most talented artists within our reach to create this series as we work towards improving our artistic skills. Come join us and begin your journey today. Your legend starts here. But before we can paint for the gods, it's time to start with some basics. And don't worry if you're only just starting out, because I'll be learning alongside you. And remember, if you want to share your creations with us, use the hashtag SketchQuest. Let's see what today's quest is, shall we? Welcome back, adventurers. We're here with J.L.P. for another quest. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're excited. What are we doing today?
Today, we're going to learn how to draw ears.
Ears.
Yeah, ears are really tough to draw, so I'm just going to try and teach a few basics.
Okay. I'm scared, but I'm ready. Let's do this.
Okay. Again, we're going to bring up the face again that we've been using to show all of our proportions. And I'm just going to remind you guys that the ears at the top should line up with the eye here. And the bottom of the ear should line up with the bottom of the nose, just to make sure you can get the proportions of the ear sort of right. I believe I got this art tip from an artist called Proco. They're really, really good. And one way that they look at ears is seeing it as a question mark with a Y in the middle. So if anyone is stuck drawing ears, you can always look at it as a question mark and a Y. The reason for this is because the outside of the question mark kind of represents the outside of the ear. Mm-hmm. And the Y here, we can turn this lower part into where the ear canal should start. Mm-hmm. And then we can go inside like so to create a sort of ear shape. Ears are weirdly kind of complex, and I personally don't think they make much sense. But I'm going to show you a few ways in which we can maybe simplify this really complex shape. So when we're drawing, we can maybe do it in a cartoon style or a more simplified style that kind of works. So when I start drawing ears, I always start with this kind of shape. So I guess you can kind of look at it as like a sideways head, because you got like your jaw here. Mm-hmm. And the top of the head here. You can look at it that way. You can also look at it as those like odd, I think they're like drone things from Star Wars.
The droids.
I've never seen Star Wars, but I kind of feel like you could look at it similar to the head shape.
How many people are cancelling JLP right now for not watching Star Wars?
I'll get there. Another way we could look at it if we're really trying to simplify it is a circle and a triangle using those shapes that we'd learned earlier. Mm-hmm. So that's the sort of shape I start off with before it gets a bit scary.
Shall we give it a try?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So I'm going to go with the circle.
Sure.
The triangle version. And then we've got like a nice little ear shape.
Oh, you could kind of also see it as like half of a heart as well.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
And then you did your question mark, which comes from...
Yeah, I'm gonna just show an easier way to do it. We can add the question mark here, in which case this outside bit would be the question mark. Mm-hmm. And we would add the Y in here. Personally, I just find that a little complex for me. Mm-hmm. So I like to add in what I would think are the main components of the ear. And for me, that is the part where the ear canal starts, which is usually the darkest part of the ear, and this little kind of shape on the inside of the ear, just to like I'm trying to think the word of it.
What to put
I guess it defines
well,
the inside of the ear here.
We've got like a ridge, don't we?
Yeah. So that's how I prefer drawing ears, and honestly, I like to leave it there in my art. However, we can make it more complex if we want to. So if we want to start making it more complex, we can look at these two shapes in the ear, which is, we know we're going to fill this part in where the tunnel of the ear starts, and then there's like a little triangle at the top here, a little bit down the side here, like so. And then once we've drawn them, it should look something like this.
Oh dear.
And that's kind of how I would draw them if I was doing it really complex. I would only really do this when I was doing like hyper realistic artwork. Otherwise, I personally think it looks more effective to just leave it like that. Especially for cartoons. You might see like a lot of cartoonists, they tend to just draw ears like that, which I think also kind of works. It kind of looks like an elephant ear like that though, I've realized. And that's another way you might see ears drawn. And if we ever want to turn our ears into elf ears,
obviously,
because that's super important, I'll try and demonstrate on this one. We want to drag the outer corner of the ear here, like so, and then we want to follow the line up as well. Like this, and then we can remove any extra. And we got ourselves a good base for like an elf ear. We can also move these components of the ear up as well, just to give it some room to breathe. And that's how I would probably go about drawing elf ears.
No, that was silly. Doing things on wrong layers.
It's okay, I've drawn it all on one layer too. What do you need help with?
No, I just drew it on the wrong layer.
Oh,
You'll
get used to that.
I'll get used to it eventually. Like, yeah, I always do things on the wrong
The
layer.
pain of realizing you've been drawing for an hour on the wrong layer is very real.
Yeah, it's a universal thing, I think, yeah.
So the really fun thing is when we draw like elf ears, we can also draw them in different shapes as well. Elf ears have a really wide range of different shapes in which we can draw their ears. We can also mess around with just the shape of them in general. That. There's actually lots of different kinds of ear shapes as well. Like you can have more rounded ears. Like so. And you can have, some people have more pointier ears. And that's another way that we can create unique and diverse characters when we're doing character creation. Some people have more droopy ears as well.
Mm-hmm.
We can draw them with a bigger earlobe at the bottom. Like that. I love the pen you're using. It looks really, really nice with that pen.
It's just a G pen. It's at like 200 pixels though, so.
It's so smooth. I love it. When shading ears, the part that needs the darkest shading would be where the ear canal starts and under the lines that we've created, like so.
Mm-hmm.
Today's quest is to experiment drawing with different shaped ears and drawing ears as simple and complex as you like and having fun with them.
And remember to use the hashtag SketchQuest if you want to share your creations with us. Thank you very much for being here again, JLP.
Thank you for having me.
Remember to give JLP a follow on all the social medias. There will be a link in the description below, alongside a link to any resources that we use in the series. We will be back with another challenge tomorrow. Until then, we'll see you all later, taters. Bye!
Bye!